Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Smith. I'm 1/5 of the East Texas Kayak Fishing Board. This video is going to serve as our final online captains meeting for the 2020 season. This will be for our classic event, which is a 2-day event on Lake Sam Rayburn. So this Saturday, the 25th, and Sunday, the 26th. Obviously, you know the date, so you wouldn't be watching this. But so Sam Rayburn, 2-day event. Make sure you realize this is a 2-day event. Most of our events are on 1 day. But if you can only fish 1 day, that's totally fine, because the way we work this one is we only collect, or we only count the top 5 fish over the 2 days. So we're not taking 5 fish from Saturday, 5 fish from Sunday, and then adding your total. We're only doing the top 5 fish period over the 2 days. And so even if you can only fish 1 day, definitely come out and give it a shot. You may stumble upon 115 inches and just tear them up. So you never know. Rayburn is you just never know with Rayburn. So definitely fish it, even if it's only for 1 day. And like I say, you never know what's going to happen. So this video, we're going to go over just a few rules here, mostly the important ones. Now, when you check out in TourneyX, you click that you've read the rules there. All of the rules are listed there. Make sure you go back and review those. These are just going to be some highlights or some key points that you need to go over. So again, this is nothing new here. This is a pedal paddle only event. We do not allow motors this year for the 2020 season. And so you have to pedal or paddle. You can launch at any point from any public boat ramp. It can definitely be before, it doesn't matter when you launch. But if it is before daylight, you have to have a 360 light on your boat. And so that's a non-negotiable. Now for our schedule, I'm going to post it somewhere here on the screen for you guys to see it. So you have something to look at as well. But there are 2 parts to it. So for day 1, and make sure you realize the start time for both days is exactly the same, but the ending time is different. So be very, very careful that you don't fish too long on day 2, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But for day 1, so Saturday, the start time of the first cast is going to be at 6 a.m. Lines out at 3 p.m. At 4 p.m., all your fish have to be submitted in TourneyX, and that's also the time that you're going to have to be checked out of the TourneyX app. And I'll talk about that here in just a little bit as well. And then also on day 1, we're going to have at 5:30 p.m. we're going to have our captain's meeting for day 2. There's going to be a dinner there provided. I want to say, I'm not sure exactly who's cooking. I want to say maybe Dave is cooking hamburgers. But either way, on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. at Jackson Hill Marina, you're going to have the day 2 captain's meeting and a dinner. So definitely come to that if you can. Oh, and the identifier for day 2 is going to be released at that meeting as well. So be on the lookout for that. So for day 2, again, this is a little bit different. For day 2, the start time is exactly the same, 6 a.m. Lines out are at 2:30, not 3 p.m. So don't accidentally fish till 3 p.m. on Sunday. Lines out at 2:30. At 3:30 p.m., all your fish have to be submitted in TourneyX, and then that's also the time you have to be checked out in TourneyX. And then at 4 p.m. back at Jackson Hill Marina, that's going to be where we do our award ceremony for the weigh-in, basically. The identifier for this event is going to be TRK. I'll put that up on the screen here for you guys. TRK will be the event. Will be the identifier for this event. Safety is going to be a big concern for this one. I'm sure you guys have seen the weather. We've already been receiving some messages asking if we're actually holding the event. You know that there's that storm rolling up from the Gulf that should hit here, I think, today at some point. It probably is hit. I'm recording this on Thursday night, but it'll hit on Friday. And so wind is going to be a factor. I know there was people who were, I want to say they were saying anywhere from 15 to 20 sustained, and then up to 29 to 30, like gusting. And then I think today I saw it had dropped down to maybe like 9 to 10, and then with some gust. And so either way, Rayburn is known for being nasty. Even at 9 and 10 miles an hour, that's going to be pretty nasty in certain spots. So be very, very careful when you're on the water. We're going to leave this up to angler discretion. You guys just use very good judgment when you're out there, and keep things in perspective. Remember, this is a fishing tournament for fun. It's not worth, in 20-mile-an-hour winds trying to cut across open water, flipping your kayak and losing all of your gear, or worse, something worse happening to you. It's not worth it, right? So use good judgment. Fish close to your ramp if you have to. Remember, it is a 2-day event, so if you can't get to the spot you want to fish on day 1, then maybe day 2 will allow you to do that. So just be patient, fish where you can, and then don't push any boundaries. Just be very smart when you're on the water. Again, PFD has to be worn at all times. That's nothing new. If you have to take it off for a second to, you put a rain jacket on or something, that's totally fine, but put your PFD back on. You cannot fish without it. You do have to have a whistle on your person at all times. And then again, if you're launching before daybreak, you do have to have that 360 light available or visible on your kayak. All right, so for measuring devices, nothing new here. You have to use a hog trough or a catch board. Can't be manipulated in any way at all. No flexing, no bending, no wide marks from your marker. It has to be just a normal board. When you measure your fish, nothing new here either. Left side of the fish has to be up, nothing covering the eye of the fish. You can't have your hand over the eye. Can't have your hands under the gill plate of the fish. The mouth has to be fully closed and the fish has to be all the way up to the bump board. If the mouth is cracked at all and the judge deems that it's more than like an eighth or a quarter of an inch, then you will receive a deduction for that. So make sure the mouth is closed and that the fish is all the way up to the bump board. And don't touch the tail, the tail fin itself. You can touch the meat of the tail, and you can use that to try to get that extra little 1/16 of an inch out of it. But you cannot touch the tail fin itself. The meat is okay, but no fin. Now, going back to Tourney X, we are going to use Tourney X for check-in and check-out. Check-in is not as important, but check-out is huge. As we mentioned, the weather will be a factor, so please set an alarm on your phone or a reminder on your phone to check out at on Saturday at 4 p.m. and on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. What this does is it's going to allow the board members and the judges to know everybody's off the water, that everybody's safe, that nobody's still out there stranded somewhere. So if you are going to fish the event, obviously you're watching this, make sure you set an alarm to check out each day. That way we know everybody's off the water and safe. That's going to be really, really important this week for everybody to do that. And remember, signal can be spotty on Rayburn. Rayburn's a huge lake. Some areas get great signal, others don't. If you have fish you need to submit and you can't get them submitted, make sure you get out of that area very quickly, or not very quickly, but out of that area in plenty of time. There is some Wi-Fi back at Jackson Hill Marina, so if you need to get back to Jackson Hill, bring your pictures of your fish back to Jackson Hill and upload them there. I don't know who has the Wi-Fi, but if you ask in the group, somebody can elaborate on that for you. And I think that's pretty much it. If you have questions about any of this information, definitely reach out in the group. Just post a question and people will be glad to help. But as far as big picture goes, just make sure everybody's safe. Again, the weather is going to be a factor for sure. Be very careful in the water. And I think that's it. I'm going to stop rambling at this point. And I hope you guys have a great day. Have a great time at the event. We'll see you there. Drive safe, travel safe, and catch a lot of fish. Just not more than me, please. Just kidding. See you guys.